products I'm about to use in this video should only be used in emergency cases only, so in no other situation should you be replicating what you're about to watch in this video. With that said, I have some crazy stuff. I have things ranging from a fire extinguisher to a defibrillator to a literal flare gun that people use on islands for SOS, and honestly so much more. So we obviously have a lot to do, so grab your popcorn and let's do this. The first product we're gonna be testing out that is only for emergency use, because this thing is crazy, is a fire extinguisher ball. So typically you have the fire extinguishers where there's a fire, you pick it up, break the glass, then you squeeze that thing that goes. Well, this is an automatic ball. It detects when the temperature goes over 150 degrees Fahrenheit, and then it just explodes and has a dry powder that extinguishes the fire. So we have a fire pit right here. I'm going to start a low-level fire, throw the ball into the hole there, make a run for it, and this thing's probably gonna explode and make like 15 feet worth of smoke. So no joke, this is what it looks like. This is it right here. The instructions: throw/roll into active fire. Anytime, anywhere, automatically. So I just looked it up, and this thing has a 60 square foot blast radius, which means 15 feet in each direction. The smoke is just gonna come up. I'm a little bit nervous to try this, but I'm gonna light up the fire right now. I do have protection here, so I always wanna be safe with goggles and then these noise canceling headphones. Okay, so there's the flame, so I'm about to put this in there. I don't know what this is gonna look like, but I'm pretty excited. All right, so once this senses the flame, it is just going to blow up. Here we go. Or not. What is going on? Isn't that supposed to blow up at 150 degrees? Oh. Wow, and there's the fallout of it. Okay, so it actually worked. It didn't go as quick as I thought. I thought that was gonna be instant, but that took about 20 seconds. But yeah, I mean, it ultimately extinguished it. Here, we could check out the inside. It's completely gone now. Just dry powder everywhere. All right, so the fire extinguisher ball absolutely works. That thing was crazy. It was like a mini grenade that just went off. I think it was probably like 130 decibels is what it reaches. But that thing destroyed the fire completely. There's no remains of that ember whatsoever. It's a really good product. It was $120, but if you do have a fire in your house, I definitely recommend having the fire extinguisher ball. It's kind of fun too. It's like you throw it, you run, and then you see what happens. The next emergency use only product that we're gonna be testing out is this inflatable life jacket. So when this touches water, it basically blows up, kind of like the human airbag, throwback to that. Let me read the instructions. I don't trust that this is going to work, but I am going to put it on and I'm going to jump into this pool to test it myself. All right, so here's what she looks like. And it comes with a CO2 cartridge. So I'm guessing that you can either manually pull it or it will just sense the water and then it will blow up. And it's supposed to allow you to float. Interestingly, I can't float. I don't know what it is about the density of my body or the distribution of weight, but I'm not able to float. So I'm actually just separately excited to float for the first time. All right, so I'm going to step into the pool step by step. And once it reaches a certain level to activate, then I'll know that I'm safe. So right now, 1 foot in, I'm good. Let's bring this down. So obviously it's not gonna activate until it at least touches it, but I wanna see the point at which it activates. I hope it's not like a huge jump scare. Okay, the mic just got soaked. But this thing really did activate, and I'm floating. I thought this was gonna be for sure some like Temu style airbag that doesn't deploy like the human airbag. This worked immediately upon touching water. Those sensors are legit. The CO2 like really came out like an airbag. All right, this emergency use product definitely works. So if you happen to put one of these on, trust that it will save you. It's kind of relaxing. Okay, I don't know how to get this off. In this 30-pound box right here, I have a product that you should never use in public. It is the brightest flashlight on earth. The reason why this is for emergency use only is because if you were to just do this willy-nilly just out in the wild, you would literally light up an entire hemisphere. This thing is 200,000 lumens. This thing cost me like $1,000, very expensive. It's called the MS32. The fact it even comes in this briefcase is wild. I don't know what I'm about to open. Whoa, this is huge. It even comes with a full like battery bank because of how big this is. So this thing needs a good old charge. Right now it's blinking red because it's dead, but once this turns on, I'm gonna go outside in the nighttime and brighten this up and see how crazy it gets. But I'm gonna try it first indoors, but let this charge up a little bit. All right, so the light is fully charged now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn all the lights out. It's even dark outside right now. So this room is going to be pitch black, and then I'm going to illuminate the entire room with 200,000 lumens from the world's brightest flashlight. And I'm gonna see if it actually makes the room bright. This is gonna be probably pretty crazy, so maybe shield your eyes if you're somebody who has photosensitivity, because I'm gonna put it literally right up here. All right, so I'm gonna start off with the lowest setting. I'm gonna work my way up. So lights are going off now. So here's level 1. Okay, not too bad. Kind of like a normal flashlight. I'm able to see pretty much everywhere back there. There's the dog's head. Here's level 2. Okay, a little bit more. That's fine. Level 3. Okay, we're at 9,000 lumens. We're not even close to full capacity, and this thing's already getting through to the bathroom. Next level. Okay, Okay, that's 18,000. Wow, we are not even close. There's 40,000. Okay, the fan has now been turned on, and this thing is lighting up a lot. Like if I were to use this as a cam in front of me. Ooh, this is hot. It's getting really hot too. Okay, let's keep it moving. Oh my gosh, what is that? That's 90,000, so this is like barely halfway there. All right, and now it's time for the full 200,000 lumens in 3, 2, 1. Oh! Oh, what? Oh my gosh, that was so bright. I don't know if it was conveyed how bright that was, but that was like the entire room just lit up and you could feel the heat radiating. Wait, I have to try something with this heat. So obviously this thing is super bright as we just saw, and it had me thinking maybe this thing could actually go through paper because of how bright it is. 200,000 lumens, it's effectively a laser. So I have the instruction manual to this taped right here, and I want to see if it can go through it. This thing does overheat after a while, so I'd be very surprised if it doesn't, but I've never seen an actual flashlight go through and penetrate something or catch on fire. All right, as a warning, do not look at this directly. I am a trained professional, but it is about to go to 200,000 lumens and blast through this. Oh my gosh, this thing actually created a full hole between the paper. This thing is a weapon. It's so hot right now too. It even has fans enabled within it, but this thing gets so hot. I mean, look at that. It's still going. So we've already seen the magic of the fire extinguisher, but now with something a little more tame, but also pretty cool, and that is the fire blanket. It's made of 100% glass fiber, and what it's meant to do is just de-oxygenize the fire, so then there's no oxygen, and then it can ultimately kill it. So if there's a fire, you're gonna open this up, pull the tapes to release it, and then throw it on top of the fire, and the fire just goes away. Very nifty. It's good to have one of these nearby, so certainly a big fan of this. I've never used it before because I've never actually had a fire, but we're gonna make a low-level one right now and test it out. So here I have a smokeless fire pit, so this is technically safe. The fire alarm shouldn't go off, and what I'm gonna do is light this up, and then I'm going to use the fire blanket to extinguish the fire to see if it actually works. It should. I've never used one of these before, but I'm excited to try it out, so let me go ahead and light this and create a sort of fire right here. All right, so the fire is fully going, so this is telling me to take the release tape in each hand and pull downwards and outwards. Okay, so here's the release tape, downwards and outwards. Okay, this flame is really going. Okay, so here's the blanket. What is the next step? I'm assuming it's just throw it on. Drape the blanket over the flame to seal the air. Okay, so since it's a fire, we want to cut off the oxygen source, so I'm gonna suffocate it basically with this glass fiber emergency blanket. So I'm just gonna drape it like it says. And now we are suffocating it. So there's no oxygen going to the fire anymore, even though it's still going through. I think I have to put on direct flames. Okay, so I'm gonna just throw the blanket directly in here. Oh, I think it stopped the fire completely. I guess glass fiber is obviously not like a flammable material, and it just offsets the flame completely. So it's like you're just pressing with glass completely down on the fire, and it just suffocated it. And this is nice because this was smokeless. I mean, there's like a little bit of kind of like after smoke, I suppose, but very cool. You just like throw a blanket on it and it stops, but we're not done yet. The next emergency use product might just be the most popular one of them all, and that is a fire extinguisher. You see it behind the glass at restaurants, probably in your own home, schools, anywhere it may be. They're actually legally required to have on standby in case a fire breaks out. Now, it's important to know that there's different kinds of fire extinguishers. So there's some that have dry chemicals, some that have carbon dioxide, and some that are water-based like this one. Water-based fire extinguishers should only be used on low-level fires. I think they're called Class A, which is for wood, paper, cloth, and other sorts of low-level fires. So for instance, you should never use a water-based fire extinguisher on stuff like oil fires or electrical fires. And the way you use it is pretty simple. So you pull out the clip, you keep a safe distance and aim at the base of the fire, and then you hold the handle and squeeze the trigger to discharge the extinguishing agent until the fire is completely covered. And these things are one-time use only, and we are about to use it. All right, false alarm, the fire is still actually going underneath this, so I'm gonna go ahead and just use the fire extinguisher right now. So this is a water-based fire extinguisher. What I'm supposed to do is pull out the clip, keep a safe distance, and aim at the base of the fire. So here's the clip right here, and then I guess I just pull out the clip. Oh, clip is out. All right, here we go. Oh, wow. Woo, that is definitely dousing it. All right, and just like that, if you have a fire and you have to put it out, this water-based solution worked a lot better than the blanket. So I think if you're in an emergency and you had to go grab one of these two, I would definitely grab this. It's just a more direct liquid that you can put on the fire. But again, make sure it's not like oil-based or else it's gonna make the fire worse. This one is water-based, it ended up working. If anybody's an EMS or somebody in the medical field, then they may be aware of this next emergency product, which is Bleed Stop. And what this is an over-the-counter clotting agent that you'll use to control bleeding in the case that you have any sort of minor or major
major external wound. It's a powder, so you're supposed to tear it open, pour onto the wound, and apply pressure. I don't know what the active ingredient is in here, but whatever it is, that's kind of crazy it can do that. I'm obviously not gonna make myself bleed or use any sort of blood for this, but I'm going to simulate it by getting a situation that's quite similar, pouring the powder on to see if this thing works. I hope Dr. Mike is proud of me for this next section because I have the ballistic gel dummy right here and I'll be testing out Bleed Stop. YouTube, if you're watching this is fake blood. This is not real blood. It is all prop blood from Amazon. And what I'm going to do is put an incision into the dummy and then inject him with the blood and then recut him so the blood is pouring out. And then I'm gonna use the Bleed Stop powder to see if it actually stops the blood flow. Really wish I had Dr. Mike here. Okay. So the incision has officially been made, so now I'm going to inject it with the prop blood. Let me give it a smell. All right, it smells like corn syrup, but this does have the same properties as blood. Like this is the movie grade prop blood, so it should ultimately activate as if it was blood into the body. All right, here we go. Got to inject him with the blood. It's like in his body. All right, let's do one more injection right into this spot here. Okay. Oh, he's bleeding everywhere. Oh no, he's literally bleeding out. Oh, whoa, he's bleeding out. I didn't even realize it was coming from the front and everything. Oh, our poor guy is bleeding out. Let's see if this actually helps. There's so much blood everywhere. I need more. Oh, what did I do? I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. This is so bad. Oh my gosh. Dr. Mike, you did not see anything. I wasn't looking at everything. I wasn't looking at the entirety of the situation. Okay, but at least now we'll know whether or not it actually stopped him. So I have to apply pressure. Okay, I'm gonna put on this is sterile, this is clean, this hasn't been used before. Okay, I'm about to just apply a little bit of a tourniquet pressure to your neck area so you stop bleeding. I'm sure there's no cross-contamination happening here. No ember or ash or anything like that, because I know that's not supposed to be inside your body. Definitely won't be getting cancer. Okay, so I held it for about 20 seconds. I'm going to remove and we're going to assess the wounds. So here we go. Okay, so let's assess this, I guess. So I'm gonna look at the point here of where the incision was made. I'm not gonna lie, I think the bleeding stopped. So if I pick him up, what is the fate of him? Oh, okay, he's still bleeding a lot. All right, I'm sure Bleed Stop works. I know EMS and a lot of other medical professionals use it, but it didn't work on our guy. So this unfortunately is not an emergency that I can handle. I'm gonna tap out. I hope you're okay. I'm sorry that I can't help you further, but goodbye, sir. This emergency device that I'm about to show you is technically the second most expensive thing I've ever purchased for this channel. Only second to that dog couch right behind me, which was $6,000. But the gorilla couch was $1,500, but right sandwiched in between them at $1,600 is this defibrillator. I have no idea how they sell this, how I got my hands on this. Now, if you've never heard of a defibrillator before, it's an emergency medical device that you use on somebody and it delivers a controlled electric shock to their heart to normalize their heartbeat in case they're undergoing a cardiac arrest. I wish I had this when Dr. Mike was here. And this thing is not easy to use. There's an entire user manual on how to properly use this. And this is just one language too. But we're just here for the shock, so let's shock. So here we have the defibrillator. It is set up now and we are using it on the dummy that we actually just destroyed via the Bleed Stop. So in order to revive him, now it's time to put him to the test by shocking him electronically throughout his entire body. So to use this, I'm going to be opening this pack first to get the sticky nodes, which I will be putting on him. These are the two pads that I'm about to put on his body. They're like very gel-like. This says LL and this says RA. So left side, I'm going to put right on his left side. I want to make sure that we're really getting on there so then that jolt can be sent through his body. And then time for the right side. This is RA, which stands for right ear. So let's put that on his right side. Okay, patient, can you hear me? I'm about to shock you with a defibrillator. Get it? He can't hear me because I put it on his ears. All right, but now it's time to plug him in finally. So the first thing I'm going to do is literally plug it in. Okay, now it's about to get intense. Click the on-off button, press the green on-off button to turn the system on. Okay, follow the voice and indicator light. Huh? Hello? Are you live?
Check the pads.
Check the pads. Okay, I checked the pads. Can we move on? We're good here.
Check the pads.
Okay, check the pads. They're on.
Check the pads.
Okay, next.
Check the pads.
Okay, so, and then how do I move on from this? Next step.
Check the pads.
Should I just shock him? All right, so we ran into a couple of issues because apparently he's not conductive enough to provide an electrical shock via the defibrillator, so there's nothing we could do. And so this is what it would look like if I was able to put some sort of electrical shock into his body to save him. All right, prepare. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let me see if he's okay. All right, well, I think we actually may have saved him. So the defibrillator was actually successful as an emergency use product. Now there's only one more thing left to do. Now, if you've ever choked before, you know how scary that could be because it obstructs your airway, not allowing you to breathe, of course, and so the only thing you could do is the universal choke sign, which is this. And hopefully somebody's around so they're able to perform the Heimlich, or if not, hopefully there's a chair nearby so you could use a self-Heimlich in which you do this. But what if I told you there's another emergency use product that can solve choking in a very cool way? And that is where the LifeVac comes in. It's basically a plunger-like device with a face mask attached at the end, so you're gonna put this on a body like so, and it works by creating one-way suction. So basically when you push it down, no air enters, but when you pull it up, it's gonna pull the air up, and then hopefully the object as well with it, which then is gonna, of course, clear the airway, and then you're gonna stop choking. So I'm gonna try this on myself. So to test out the LifeVac, I have Michael over here who's going to be suctioning me with the LifeVac to try to save me, because I'm going to be putting this piece of paper towel into my throat, and he's gonna pump on me to see if he can pull it out. Because this is meant to obviously save people who are choking. I'm not gonna simulate actually choking, but I am gonna have a foreign object into my throat and hopefully it gets pulled out. Otherwise, I'm gonna be swallowing paper, and I think it stays in your stomach for like 8 years. So here's the paper, here's my mouth. I didn't actually swallow it, it's kind of dry. Give me some time, but just trust it's gonna like sit at the top of my throat, like the esophagus. Okay, it's back there.
Press down slowly and then.
Oh! Oh my God.
That really work?
Did you feel the force going
Yeah,
up?
there was like resistance.
Woo! Oh my gosh, that like took my breath away, literally. I hope that was captured properly because like I just kind of like just held my breath and then you just took my breath. So then I was left with nothing. So I mean, people are probably using this for a lot of different things. If you are choking, you might as well just have this in your like restaurant, maybe in your home as well if you have kids or something, because it was able to, I mean, granted I wasn't like fully swallowing this piece of paper, and most of the time the food is gonna be a little bit more cumbersome to move around, but nonetheless, it was a very, I think it was a fair enough trial to see that this thing does work in some capacity. I mean, obviously it does if we're testing it out. So I do like the LifeVac, and I think everybody should maybe purchase this for safety. Be safe. Now, I'm not sure how this is even legal to sell, but I got my hands on an actual flare gun. And this is actually a firearm, so again, I don't recommend anybody purchasing this unless you're somebody who goes out into the ocean and you need to technically legally have this. Now, if you've never heard of a flare gun, it's what you see in movies when people are stranded on islands and then they shoot it up in order to send a signal for somebody to come rescue them. So this right here is the Coastal Alerter Signal Kit, and what it is a flare gun with 6 different bullets, and you can use this again to kind of save yourself if you're ever in a bad situation. These things also notably have expiry dates, so this thing expires in October of 2028. It has very long range to it, so it goes to an altitude of up to 500 feet. It's 16,000 candela on the brightness scale, and it burns for up to 7 seconds each. And if you shoot it directly up, it's in the sky for 14 seconds. Now, obviously, because this is a technical firearm, I'm not allowed to show it on YouTube. However, I will show you a clip right here of somebody who is a great firearms YouTuber and they shot one. But what I will do is show you what it looks like, because I feel like that is the proper way to go about this. So it comes in an emergency marine kit like so, and then here we have it. So it is literally a pistol with 12 gauge bullets right here, and these bullets are just flare bullets, and these are flammable as well. So I mean, this thing has been in the news pretty negatively. Somebody blew up their house in Arlington, Virginia. Multiple forest fires were started because these things are flammable, and so if you put them in a woody situation or with grass or some sort of non-wet dry shrubbery, it can definitely get flamed. So that's all to say this thing is very dangerous. So the most that I'm going to do is just show you that I have it, and I am not going to fire this because this thing is crazy. Guess what? I was lying. I am about to show you the flare gun. 3, 2, 1 second. Oh my gosh. That was crazy. What I'm holding in my hand right here is emergency food. It is the densest food on planet Earth. This little block right here contains 4,700 kilojoules of energy, which is the equivalent of like 1,500 calories, I think. I lied, 1,200 calories, which is still a lot. A lot of it is made of sugar, but there's equal parts of fat and protein with about 30 grams each. Can you hear that? It's like glass, so dense. Think of like fudge and then make it more dense. That's what this looks like, and I'm going to try to taste it if it's even possible. It has a shelf life of 20 years, which is crazy, and there's 4 bars inside. I'm gonna try to eat one. It's probably gonna be like my food for the day. Like I'm gonna be done after just eating one of these. So 1 full day of emergency food ration, and this thing is just wild. I'm not excited to taste this. I bet it's gonna taste like astronaut food. But it is cool they make this. It's super compact, throw it in the bag, so just in case you won't go starving. So this This is the world's densest food, which is why it's emergency food. And this is what it looks like. It looks like a bar of chocolate, but I know it is not going to taste like that. Oh, it's falling apart like a Nature Valley bar. Lost at sea, stranded on an island, whatever it may be, this food is going to supply you days worth of calories. So there's no shot it could be good. If it tastes good, that'd be crazy. I think it's chocolate flavored, correct? Yes. All right, and let's try this emergency food. It's not good. It's very dense, very chalky. This is actually disgusting. It's like you're eating cement. It's very brittle. It could break with just like the tiniest bit of force, but it's also dense, so it's quite weird. It's kind of like a brick. You know, like you could chip off the side of a brick or like rub off some of the material on it. It's kind of the same exact thing. It feels like I'm holding a brick and I shouldn't be eating it. And I guess you're not meant to eat this regularly. It's really just used, I mean, into perpetuity. 2044, you can have this thing 20 years later. So they're not really like optimizing for flavor, clearly. So I don't like this at all. I'm actually gonna probably spit this out because I'm gonna be wasting like 400 calories on a single bite. Glad I tried it though. The next emergency use product we're gonna be checking out are bolt cutters. So these bolt cutters are meant to help you out in a pinch when you're unable to get through a lock or if there's some sort of metal barrier that you have to get through. Or in our case, we will be cutting a literal chain with this to check whether or not this can get you through some sort of like gated, closed off area. So this is what it opens up to, and then the force that this applies when you kind of put it in like so is so strong that it's gonna get through literal metal chains. So here's the test. I don't believe this is going to work because I've never seen something cut through metal before. All right, here we go. Did I cut it? Wait a second. Oh, I did. I cut right through it. I didn't break anything, but you could see my skin through it, right? Look at that. So I actually cut through this, and if you did it on the other side, then I guess you would detach it. Ooh. All right, well, it worked. I cut through that baby nice and easy, and now the chain is detached. I don't know why more people don't use these things, but these are emergency sleeping blankets, and these things retain up to 90% of your body heat. So you've actually probably seen these before. If somebody's cold and then the ambulance comes, they'll throw those blankets over them to warm them up. Well, that's what these things are right here. I also like how their main mascot looks like a Pixar character. Makes me feel safe. So this is what it looks like taken out of the pack. Honestly, a little bit skeptical because it just feels like wrapping paper. But inside of here, this is supposed to contain up to 90% of your heat. So if you're in the tundra, you just pull this out, go inside it like a sleeping bag. I'm gonna use it on my couch right here. It's very uncomfortable, but this isn't a comfort thing. People need this when they're out in the wilderness. It also protects them from animals as well because animals are scared of this type of material. So if a bear comes up to you and you're in this, it's basically bear proof too. So if you're ever in a pinch in an emergency in a very cold area, Antarctica, North Pole, South Pole, you just put this on and you're good to go. It's restrictive. It feels like you're in a straight jacket, but at least I know that I'm being safe. It's nice. It's like a weighted blanket. All right, I just woke up from my hibernation in this. I am sweating a little bit, which means it's did its job of keeping the heat. But now I'm gonna emerge from this and I'm gonna see if I'm a better person afterwards. Long night in this. I love it. This thing is like the greatest thing I've ever put on my body. I almost wanna go into a cold environment just so I could play around with this and use it overnight because it was very enjoyable. You wouldn't think so because of what it looks like, but this thing is nice and warm. All right, guys, that was a lot of fun playing with these different products. Make sure to not use these, and if you do, use precaution. With that being said, though, thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more content, make sure to click here. Otherwise, subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you next time. Peace.